Jacob?
Yeah, what?
Are you alright?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, are you ready to do the show?
Yeah, of course, let's go.
Hola, geek fans! Welcome back. It's that time again. It's 4:30. It's Friday. We're shooting at the luxurious Goodrich Studios International, and this is Geeks at the Movies. My name is Shane Goodrich. I'll be your host this evening, and joining me, as always, is our illustrious lead writer, the Mr. Jacob Desitels.
What's going on, guys?
Are you super excited about this episode?
Yes, I am.
We finally actually have some legitimate news again.
Yes, we do.
There's a couple of dry weeks where, we kept pushing it along.
Very slow January.
Oh, the brutality, but let's get right to it with item number 1 on the Geek News. There'll be a TV special called The Dawn of Justice League on CW this Tuesday. A brand new Suicide Squad trailer was released. Holy moly macaroni, Jacob. What'd you think?
I really like the trailer. I didn't like most of it as much as the first one. I like the very dramatic tone of the first one. This one was a lot more playful. It showed a lot more.
They had Queen.
Yeah, I love the Bohemian Rhapsody. that was awesome. I really liked how we got to see Harley Quinn being Harley Quinn in it. We got to see we got a little bit more Joker, not too much. And then the big surprise for me was Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. I love that they're not taking him seriously, because he shouldn't be taken seriously. and Jai Courtney, he killed it. He's usually a bad actor. Like, you saw Terminator Genesis.
No, let's never bring that.
He was in that.
So flat and dull.
In this, he's like a completely different person, and I love it. So, I like we got to see Killer Croc.
You got to see the powers.
Yes, because in this this TV special thing that they had, right before they showed the trailer, they showed Katana's sword, and it said that every time she kills someone, the sword takes their soul and puts it into the sword. You actually get to see that in the trailer. It shows her sword glowing.
Ooh.
So, what do you think about it?
I liked the trailer. I also was a little surprised by the tone of the trailer.
Yeah.
And actually, that trailer was more like what I had imagined it originally.
Okay.
Like, originally, when I thought of the Suicide Squad, and the first trailer came out, and if they had given me the second trailer for the first trailer, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Then they gave me that first trailer, which is so serious. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be like all the other DC movies. It's got this serious, dramatic feel. And I still think it's probably going to have that feel.
Yeah.
I think they probably mind a lot of the jokes. They focus a lot on Harley Quinn. What did you think, Jacob, of Harley Quinn's character? I've heard mixed reactions. Both people. Some people saying, "Oh, this is great." Some people going, "It's kind of over the top. I don't know. I like this."
I'm kind of in the middle between that, because that's who Harley Quinn is. She is over the top and just she's just crazy.
Yeah.
And she totally played that up, but she was just a little bit too cartoony for me for this really dramatic DC universe that they're setting up. But I think it will fit in the tone of the movie. I think we won't be too disappointed with it. I like you, I do think that it's going to have a very dramatic but also just a very action-y tone too. It's going to be action-packed, so you're not going to be thinking about oh, does this tone you're going to be thinking about how the tone's switching up all the time. I'm
one of the people that thought the performance was great.
Yep.
To me, it felt like Harley Quinn. I remember watching the Batman animated series when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's who she is.
And that's who she is.
Yeah.
On the other hand, even though I liked it, I'm like, this is great, she's Harley Quinn. I'm like, let me step back and let's think about this character, Harley Quinn. Is this really an appropriate character for the DCU, right? We talked about that when we're bringing comic book characters to life. First you brought the more serious ones, the ones that are more grounded and plausible. And then over time, like with Marvel, it's gotten more and more stretched out, so eventually you get to Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Right? But even Marvel found a way to make that more, to work with their universe, which is a little sillier of a universe, to be frank. But DC, some of these characters, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, they're really ridiculous. Killer Croc, that guy...
Yeah.
They had a joke about, this guy shoots people, this guy eats people.
Yeah.
It worked for me in the trailer, but I'm wondering how it will fit when I actually see the movie.
Yeah.
Will be weird and mixed tones.
I do think that this is going to be DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's going to feel like DC at the same time. I think that's what they're striving for. And I also think that they're trying to show, a different side of the DC cinematic universe. They have two very serious films they're both probably, or hopefully, going to be fun. We haven't seen Batman v Superman yet, but
so pumped.
No, me too. And then we're gonna get this movie, which is gonna be just it's gonna be a different feel, but still what I'm hoping is that it's still going to feel like this still going to fit in the cinematic universe that they set up.
The one thing that has me worried about the mixed tones here is how they were able to create two trailers that were so dramatically different in tone.
Yeah, they were.
Which makes me wonder how those scenes fit together when you have super serious scene, Harley Quinn being ridiculous, super serious scene, Captain Boomerang, right? Like what?
Yeah. Well, in the first trailer, they showed some jokes, and I was like, that doesn't really feel like it fits in this really serious trailer. But then they show them in this one, and it's like, okay, it totally fits. So I think that it's going, like, I just don't know. I am excited for the movie, and I did like this trailer, but when you take a step back and look at the other one, it's like, what are the tones going to be in this movie?
Yeah, and I also, let's move on to item number 2, because I want to tie something together with item number 1 and item number 2. Also during that same TV special, we saw the first footage from the upcoming Wonder Woman film. So I've seen the footage from the Wonder Woman film, I've seen the Batman v Superman stuff, I've seen Man of Steel, I've seen Suicide Squad. I feel like some of these characters are a little wooden and flat with the dialogue throughout all these films.
Okay.
We talked about Batman versus Superman. They showed the TV spot where Batman runs into Superman, and the Superman says some things to Batman, and Superman's kind of stiff and wooden.
Yeah.
I feel like, just like the first movie. And then this dialogue in Batman and in Suicide Squad, some of the dialogue was like, I don't know about this dialogue. And now they're showing me the Wonder Woman footage, which looked cool. I liked it. But she didn't talk.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I did really like this footage, but Gal Gadot doesn't say a word in it. And in the TV special before they showed this footage, they did have Gal Gadot there talking about the film, and she has an accent. Can't really tell what kind of accent. I'm not sure what nationality she is, but she.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought she just had an American accent. Maybe she's Greek.
Yeah, maybe she'll probably have the accent in the film too, which. I think that's cool. It's nice to mix things up, but
it is a little odd for the Wonder Woman character who's classically been wearing like the red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
but if she's from Greek, though, it makes sense.
Yeah,
she's from Greece.
She's an Amazonian warrior.
Right. So then it makes sense.
So but I did like this footage. It was definitely more than I thought they were going to show. I thought they were going to show 15 seconds.
Did they just start shooting like 2 weeks ago?
But I think they didn't show us any of they showed us a little bit of the action set pieces, but they didn't show us any of the more fantastical parts.
Yeah, there's no special effects stuff going on.
Yeah, this is all they have. No.
She's riding a horse. Which I was surprised by.
That was a really cool scene though. She's taking out people on the horse. I like that a lot. And she's fighting I don't know what I don't think they were German soldiers or something, but she was fighting World War I soldiers in it. So
they probably would. I mean, if it's following history, they could have been Russian. I mean, there's a lot of people out in war during World War I, a lot of factions.
Yeah, and we don't know.
But is that weird? Her fighting the horse and being in the outfit? It's well, can't she just fly? Can't she just do this?
Maybe she can fly in this universe. Maybe they're changing her up. But she might also be just trying to fit in.
But she's wearing the outfit, so she's not trying to fit in on the horse with the outfit. That doesn't make any sense.
She's wearing the cloak at first, but not
not that. She's going full Wonder Woman, but on a horse, which is badass looking, but still kind of couldn't you just fly at him?
Yeah.
But you're right. Does she have all her powers? Because doesn't some of her powers aren't actually? She doesn't have the powers, but she has equipment that gives her power.
I'm not really sure how it works with Wonder Woman. I don't really know the lore enough, but I'm excited to learn it. Because
she has the lasso of truth or something, whatever it's called.
I really hope she does have that in this.
She has to. That's just classic. That's part of her thing.
But it's also very cheesy. She puts it around men and then they tell the truth. She can only use it on men.
Oh, it can only work on men?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But maybe they'll change that up too. But I am excited for this movie. From seeing this footage, I just really hope in the first trailer they actually have her speak. Because we've seen
we'll see in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, and hopefully she has more than one line in it. So I do like this, and I like Patty Jenkins, the director. She directed I think she's only directed some TV stuff before, but
she did Game of Thrones episodes.
That's why I'm excited for it.
Game of Thrones is epic.
Yes, and it totally fits in with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it does. It does fit in.
So yeah, I really like this whole TV special actually because they had Kevin Smith hosting it with Jeff Johns that
was interesting.
Yeah. He Jeff Johns. He's a big comic book writer. He he wrote some of the Justice League comics we've read, and he's also working on these films. So they had them there, and they were just talking about all these movies. And, Kevin Smith was just geeking out the entire time, and
he always does in those videos. He's great.
They showed like, I didn't add some notes because they just showed like one or two more scenes or like really quick snippets from Batman v Superman that they showed like Bruce Wayne like walking dramatically. It wasn't anything crucial.
The usual dramatic walk.
Yeah, but it just got me more pumped to see what's coming out of this universe, especially this year.
Alrighty then, let's move on to a completely different topic. Item number 3. Last year it was reported that a movie titled The Cellar would be released under J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Productions. Now, with the release of the trailer for the film, it has been revealed the movie is actually titled 10 Cloverfield Lane and is related to the other Abrams produced film, Cloverfield. Jacob, I don't know anything about Cloverfield. You just told me to watch this trailer. I had no preconceptions going in. I think it seems pretty interesting after I watched it. It's not maybe my style of movie. All of this, them in a bunker the whole time. Yeah. Right? And I didn't catch on to that for like the first 30, 40 seconds. And I'm like, wait a second, this is a weird shaped house. Yeah. I'm like, are they underground? And then there's something outside? Yeah. What's going on there? Jacob, can you fill me in?
Well, have you seen Cloverfield?
No, I have no idea. Nothing.
See, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I liked it. It's a found footage film. I don't usually like those that much. But it was a very interesting idea to it. And then I want to talk about this because this is like, this is a pretty big surprise. J.J. Abrams, being J.J. Abrams, hiding things from people. And then just because this comes out in March.
That is remarkable.
That's just crazy that the marketing that they're doing for this movie. And, and I heard about this, the movie The Cellar last year, and I was like, and they announced that, John Goodman and the actors were in it. I was like, that's a really interesting idea. Like, I'm really into that. And they come out with this and say it's called 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it's related to Cloverfield. It's like, holy crap! I can't believe that J.J. Abrams just because everyone was focused on him in Star Wars, and then he's like,
can you explain what's Cloverfield? You said you saw this movie. I haven't seen it. What is that?
It's a monster movie. It's basically
a found footage monster movie.
Yes, and he's like gigantic, like Godzilla, and he's there's a famous shot in it where he like takes out the Statue of Liberty in it.
It's all like found footage. That sounds actually like a cool idea.
And he has like these like weird like babies that like come after people that are like weird like spider things. And it's an interesting film. I just didn't love it as much as I.
Did South Park parody that with the giant hamster episode, found footage of giant hamsters?
Probably. They parody every movie. But I am really excited for this. You're right. The trailer does look very interesting, and it had that tone that I was hoping, the really creepy tone, and it's not found footage, which I like. And then it shows her like about to walk outside, and then you just see like the destruction, and I'm like, oh man, it's going.
Don't go out there! Don't go out there!
And I really hope that they're in the bunker for like the first half of the film, and the other half they're actually like going outside, and you see Cloverfield. Yeah, I would really like that because I'm excited.
I'm vaguely interested, which is surprising because I didn't see the first movie.
Yeah, you gotta watch the first movie now.
Oh, the brutality. Let's move on to item number 4. A trailer has been released for the second half of season 2 of Star Wars Rebels. Jacob, you like the Star Wars?
Yes, I do.
A little bit. You watch it occasionally. You watch it.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. What did you think of this trailer, Rebels? I have never seen the show.
I'm gonna be completely honest. This is one of the best trailers for a TV show I've ever seen. Beyond Daredevil and even beyond Jessica Jones. I know you love that first trailer. But I love this even more than that. This was epic, and it's better than the show actually is. And I love the show, and by the time this has been aired, the season will actually have started already in the first episode of the second half season. It was awesome. Princess Leia was in it, and she was being Princess Leia, not voiced by Carrie Fisher. Though.
Right, I noticed that.
But then going on beyond that, you see Ezra, the main character, going to the dark side, in that awesome temple thing where the weird triangle shaped object. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm really interested to find out. And then you get to see that dojo of the people that they're like, I don't really know what they are.
Jay, let me just. I don't know anything about the show. When does this show take place?
It takes place 5 years before episode 4.
5 years before episode 4. Okay.
Yeah, so they're just kind of filling in that gap, and they can absolutely connect to Rogue One, which takes place like a week before episode 4. I'm not sure, but they'll probably connect with that, and then there's that one shot in the trailer that made me go insane, where you see that like guy turn around. He's like, "You can call me Old Master." Who is that guy? Who do you think that guy is?
I don't know.
You think he's Snoke? He doesn't look like him.
I don't know.
I think he might be. He'll be Darth Pelagius. We don't know. Like that's everyone thinking who Snoke is, who is Darth Sidious's master, who he killed, but he can conquer death. That's what they alluded to in the original story of it. He could come back, and they're like, because everyone was thinking that Snoke could be Darth Pelagius,
yes,
and then the people that work in the movies are like, no, that's not the case. How about we just push it to the TV size, and then everyone is like freaking out about it. So like, who knows? They could have done something like that. Then you get to see the green crossguard lightsaber. That was awesome. That's automatically a connection to the Force Awakens. And in the in an interview and in the I didn't bring the book along, but I bought this book. It's the illustrated. It's basically a visual guide to the Force Awakens, and in that it explains that Kylo Ren's lightsaber, the crossguard lightsaber, it's very crudely made, just like kind of like thrown together, but it's based off of an ancient design.
Ooh.
So maybe they'll explain the origins of this lightsaber in Rebels. But overall, I'm really excited. There were space whales and space squids in this trailer, so why wouldn't you be excited?
Jacob, I'm not excited.
You gotta watch Rebels. It's only a half-hour show. You can do it.
This made me want to watch it less than I already wanted to watch it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Not even when I know you don't. Okay.
Let me tell you why. This is the same reason I don't like this show. I've never even seen the show, but why I don't have any interest in seeing it. Why that trailer turned me off, wanting to see even less, was it's just like the Star Wars comic books. I see these Star Wars comic books, and they're doing all this crazy zany stuff. Oh, there's all these other Jedi, and they got all these other cool lightsabers, and all this cool stuff. I'm like, why isn't any of this in the movies? Right? I like Star Wars because it brings real people to life. It's live action. It's just like when I was a kid. I've told you this before. I used to watch the X-Men cartoons. I used to watch those shows when I was a kid, and I always dreamed about, oh, wouldn't this be cool if it was real people? Blah blah blah. Right? And now I get that. Now I have that. I have no interest in going back to this. This is like, to me, it's like, I know it's not more than a kid's show, but I see it and I go, why would I want to watch this? I can watch real Star Wars. Well, that's what I see.
Yeah, for me, I just love the Clone Wars so much, and this has a lot of connections.
And I didn't see that either, so.
And Ahsoka, who was in the Clone Wars, she's in this series too, and gets to see her face off against her old master, Darth Vader. And that last shot where she just goes in, I love it. She has great lightsabers, man. You're not excited?
I'm not excited. Just I'm watching it. I'm like watching the thing. I'm like, as it's going on, I'm getting less and less excited about the trailer. I actually was like, this trailer like really turned me off wanting to see it. But again, I'm not the big Star Wars fan. I'm not that Star Wars fan. I'm not particularly drawn to this universe. Like if you wanted to compare something that I like, kind of like you like, would be like Lord of the Rings. I've read the book. I've searched out other Tolkien stuff. Like I can go for other formats. I just need the movies.
And for me, I saw the movies and I'm like, those were good, but I don't really have any want to or need to go seek out the other stuff.
Yeah, see, exactly. The same thing with Star Wars. Like, if there was a live action TV show, I'd be down for that.
They've been trying to do that for so long.
Right, it's going to be hard, it's going to be expensive, but it's so popular they might actually do it because like, well, you know what, it'll be worth the ratings. Yeah. But the cartoon stuff, just not for me.
I don't want Star Wars Rebels to go on for like 8 seasons. I would go with like 4. I think that's what they were planning for originally, but it's become so popular now they might do more. But also, I don't want them to go past episode 4. I want them to stay in between that time period and have them all die. That's where it's leading to. They're all going to die at the end.
Yeah, that's another weird thing about these kind of fill in the gap shows because they had to work around the movie canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's just the same place they have the comic books. Like they're doing all this fantastic stuff, never gets referenced, no one ever gets mentioned. Maybe they will do it. Maybe they'll try to integrate it more.
See, there was the one part I didn't like about the first episode. The second half was they're interacting with Leia, and one of the characters, spoiler alert, shows off his Jedi powers, and then never in episode 4 is she like, I've seen that before.
It's a complete surprise.
Yeah.
Right? This is something you remember, and that's a problem when you have these shared universes related. There's so much going on. Like the MCU has problems, and it's just then you had books and comics and TV shows. All this stuff is huge. It's hard to get the consistency right.
Yeah.
And I just in general, I don't like the fill in the gap kind of things. Like let's just fill in the gap, fill in the gap. It's like no, there has to be downtime. These people are just constantly involved in crazy adventures. I don't know.
Did you, before we move on to the next thing, did you like James Earl Jones voicing Darth Vader?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because that was awesome.
That's probably the only thing I did like. Like that's what like I got pissed off when it wasn't Carrie Fisher. I'm like, wait, who's that?
I think they.
But she's also a lot younger there, so whatever.
She's like, really though, she's like 16 in this time period because Carrie Fisher. I don't know about the character, but Carrie Fisher was like 19 when the first Star Wars movie was made. So thinking about 5 years before, she's like 14. It doesn't make any sense though, because the character has to be older than Carrie Fisher actually was.
Oh, the thing is, I remember because wasn't Mark Hamill also 19? Because they're twins.
Yeah.
Right. But you're right. 5 years earlier,
and she was acting very official, like very much like an adult in this episode and the trailer. Like I don't know, man. It's
all right, let's just move on to this because we've stuck onto it too long. Item number 5, reports come out claiming that Netflix is planning on giving the Marvel character The Punisher his own series after he appears in Daredevil, the season 2 of Daredevil. Jacob, what do you think?
I think that would be an awesome idea. I mean, we haven't seen the character yet. I want to see the character yet before I make full-on judgment about this. But I think that would be awesome. It would work perfectly. Like we were saying, like the one that Punisher movie. This is the next best thing.
Yeah,
probably even better. Yeah, better. You get to see more of him. But I'm really excited for Daredevil season 2. I'm really excited to see the Punisher as the main threat in it because that's what they've been leading up to. That's what they've been showing for all the marketing. See that awesome.
What's the actor's name?
John Bernthal.
He played in The Walking Dead,
Yes.
and this is why I'm so excited for this guy because to me, he was like the Punisher in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, he was.
He's gonna play the same guy basically.
He was just more misguided and more of an asshole in The Walking Dead.
But yeah, he'd be able to look down, the roughness, fighting zombies, blowing things up,
doing what it needs to suit his needs.
Yeah.
But and that's what kind of is in the Punisher because he's lost everything.
Getting things done.
Yeah,
I'm judge, jury, and executioner.
Yes.
He's like Judge Dredd, right?
Yeah,
That's what he's like.
Yeah, exactly. And so I can't wait for.
Sorry, Otis, I gotta shoot you because it's for the greater good.
And also,
so I decide.
Yeah, you're fat. Sorry. I think the Punisher would do something that dramatic, but I am very excited for Daredevil season 2. I would totally be on board for a Punisher, standalone series.
Let's do this. Item number 6. Oh, Jacob. I'm sorry, Jacob. But sadly, episode 8 has been pushed back from May 26, 2017 to December 15th, 2017. It's like 6 months. Oh my God, 6 months I had to wait.
Yeah, I know. Besides putting aside the fact that I'm a huge Star Wars fan, I would love to see this around my birthday on 2017. But I have to be on board with it overall because they did the same thing with episode 7. They pushed that was originally supposed to come out in the summer, and they pushed it back to December because they needed to work on stuff and make it the best movie it could be, and that's exactly what's going on here. I didn't put in the show notes that it's because of script rewrites, and don't get alarmed, that happens with every single movie. They always go through script rewrites, but this is such a huge project, they need to make sure they get it right.
And from what I can tell, the script rewrites are based on fan feedback from The Force Awakens. So, Force Awakens introduced a number of new characters. Some are very popular, and they're like, oh, these characters are great. And they're like, oh, you know what, maybe we'll tweak their roles a little bit. Yeah. I'm wondering if they've also tweaked some of the writing to take into account a lot of speculation, like who Rey's father is and whatnot. Like, well, maybe we made it too easy. Maybe they're going to switch that around. But they're doing this, I think, just to please the fans. Yeah. And I'm excited about it because I'm not as into this as you, so I'm like, I can wait 6 months. I wasn't like, oh my God, I need to see it.
And
anyway,
it's also cool that it's going to be a December tradition now, pretty much.
Ooh.
But maybe they'll have like every single.
It's going to be like the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films.
Yeah, and another piece of news that's connected to this is that this is going to come out opposite of Avatar 2. Guess what James Cameron did? He pushed it back again. push the date back again.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's right now.
Whoa! I know. He's just like, oh shit, it's Star Wars. I know my movie was, is still the highest grossing film of all time, but I gotta push it back.
I am so surprised.
Wouldn't it have been awesome though to see that face down with the two films? Just like how awesome it would have been if Batman v Superman and Civil War were still coming out on the same date.
That'd be tough for that. See, I would want that just like, cause we're doing this show.
You have to see both.
We have to see both of them. So I like that they're separated. But I'm not surprised that James. Even if Star Wars didn't move, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, okay, he's delaying.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Maybe
I don't believe anything he says anyway.
Yeah, maybe he already had that in mind before
they
had taken that date. And then Pirates of the Caribbean 5, which I'm not excited for, took Star Wars' date because it's Disney, so like let's just switch it up a little bit.
You don't care. I don't give a damn about that movie.
I remember I liked the first three, but they declined in quality as they went along. And then the fourth one was just like, what are you doing, man? Just quit the series. Just don't make any more.
I saw the first one in theaters, and this was a minority opinion. I didn't like it.
The first one was the only one that I legitimately really enjoyed.
And then I saw the second one, and that I just didn't like at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch any of the others.
Yeah, they're all pretty much crap after you get past the first one. But yeah, so it's not a big deal. Just don't fret about it. They're doing what they need to do to make the movie.
Life goes on, folks. Life goes on. Anyways, now to item number 7. Not long ago, it was reported that Mad Max director George Miller would not be making any more Mad Max movies. Oh my God, what's going on? But in a recent interview, he stated that was misinterpreted in the early report, and he has 2 more stories to tell. 2 more, Jacob.
Yeah, 2 more, and which he probably died before he makes the last one. But I was very distraught when I heard that he wasn't going to be making any more Mad Max movies, but then I realized like, oh, he can just have other people direct them, because he was talking about how like strenuous just like making these movies are, because he has to go to like Australia to make them and just like stand in the desert for hours. But and
it was a pretty troubled shoot, which surprisingly you hear about after the fact. The movie came together really greatly, but like a lot better than you would expect from all the behind the scenes issues.
Yeah, they had a lot of issues with this movie, and it was going so far as people were saying that it wasn't actually ever going to come out.
Yeah.
But then it got made, and it was one of the best movies of last year. But then he comes out and he's like, no, that was wrong, misinterpreted completely. I'm definitely going to be making more movies, and but I still don't see that as him saying that he's going to direct them, because he still could get someone else to direct them and just write the script and produce them.
I guess I wasn't aware that this report was out about him not making the Mad Max movies.
Yeah.
Maybe I heard something about it, but I'm like, oh, that's I don't know, maybe it was a misinterpretation, right? So hearing this is no surprise to me. What I'm interested in though is, are they going to make a Furiosa movie?
See, they could make a Furiosa standalone movie, or they could just make another movie with her in it and just call it Mad Max Furiosa. That'd be interesting, like another team-up movie. Problem
is, though, like that was one of the problems on the set. Tom Hardy and what's her name?
Charlize Theron.
They didn't get along.
Yeah, because they're out in the desert all day. It's kind of hard to cooperate with people when you're just sweating the entire time.
But because really, that to me, that's what I liked about the movie was Furiosa. I mean, I've seen Tom Hardy in a number of things, and people always tell me how great of an actor he is, and as of yet, I haven't seen anything I actually really liked. There's a couple movies you recommend. I can't think of them that he was in. He was in that Prohibition movie.
Yeah. Lawless.
And I didn't think he was very good in that movie. I thought he was flat.
You have to see Bronson, where he plays as Charles Bronson. He's a boxer, an underground boxer in 1920. I think at least I'm not. Actually, no. I think it's actually like in the 70s, something like that. It's a very strange movie where like he's in this institution the whole time. So I don't really know, and he has like the handlebar the fancy mustache. So I don't really know what time period it is a lot, but it's a very good movie. There was a fantastic performance, unlike any of his other very flat, talking like this kind of movie.
I mean, because that's what I saw in that Prohibition movie, and then in the Mad Max, and there's another film I saw him, and he was the same kind of thing. It was kind of like flat.
Yeah.
It was like
I actually really like Tom Hardy, and there's another one. I can't remember what it's called, but he's in his car for the entire movie, and he's just talking to people on the phone for the entire movie and talking to himself too, and he just like completely captures you for the entire film.
I don't know about being captured, Jacob.
You gotta watch it.
But tell me, do you want the Furiosa movie?
I do. I want to see what other two stories he.
Do you want the Furiosa movie more than a Mad Max movie?
No, because I felt like while I really liked Fury Road, I thought that he kind of sacrificed, Mad Max, the main character, to implant.
No, but what I mean is not a Mad Max Furiosa. I mean Furiosa.
Yeah, I know.
But no, you just want to make another Mad Max movie.
Yeah, I want to see a Mad Max movie with him as the center point, because he was the main character, and obviously, but it focused a lot on Furiosa.
Tom Hardy, I'm not really interested in seeing that dude again.
I think
he's flat. To me, he was all Furiosa carried that movie.
She definitely did, but he was kind of playing it off of Mel Gibson's interpretation of it, which was basically the same.
It's similar. I can't recall the original films.
You gotta watch them. They're good.
We'll see about that. Anyways, now we moved on a part of the show that we like to call Geek Talk. This is where we talk about anything in the Geekverse. We were talking about JJ Cobb.
Today we're talking about which are our favorite and least favorite of the X-Men films.
Ooh.
Yeah, so...
What's your least favorite?
I think this is everyone's least favorite. It is X-Men Origins Wolverine. That is the biggest pile of trash superhero movie probably since Batman and Robin.
It's really bad.
It is horrible.
It is pretty bad.
And I can't wait for Deadpool's, talk about that in the film.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, yeah, remember that other movie I was in? Forget all about that. But behind that, it's in front of that, it's X-Men Last Stand, which I liked that movie.
That was the third one, right?
Yes, the third movie. I liked that movie, but it was definitely, a dip in quality from the first two.
Different director, right?
Yeah, different director. Can't remember the director's name, but he just kind of messed up everything that Bryan Singer set up and was like, all right, this is my franchise now. Guess what? It wasn't.
One of the things I hate most about that movie, and actually that would not be my number 2 worst.
Okay.
Mine would be the other Wolverine movie.
See, I like that just above the X-Men Last Stand because I liked everything in that movie except for the last 15 minutes where it just completely fell apart.
To me, the movie was just boring. That was like...
See, I liked it. I liked that it was a smaller story. It was, just Wolverine.
Just boring. It wasn't outright bad acting and stupid dialogue and dumb this. There was some cool stuff, but mostly it was just just moving along.
There are 2 scenes I really like in that movie where he pushes the guy out of the window and he falls in the pool, and she's like, how'd you know he was going to fall in the pool? I didn't. When he's fighting on the train, he lets go, just charges at the guy through the air, flies at him.
Cool. That's a cool scene.
That was actually kind of comedic, I thought.
So with this, but getting back to X-Men, what's the third one called? Last Stand. I actually enjoyed that film.
Yeah, me too.
But I really was pissed off what they did to Magneto. Yeah. I felt they really undermined the character. Because in the first 2 films, Magneto is set up as a very conflicted character. He's not the mindless bad guy, and then in the third film, he just becomes really one-dimensional.
Yeah.
He's complete, at one point Mystique gets turned into a human and she's like, oh, fuck her.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like that in the first 2 films. He's a conflicted character. In this, they completely get rid of all the shades of gray and just a bad guy.
And then when you see the prequel films, it's that whole thing where he's like, fuck Mystique. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that film for what it was. I thought that had a great story, but what they did with the actors in it, the characters didn't fit.
Yeah, undermined a lot of the characters. So what's up next?
After that, this is where it started getting really good. I'd have to probably say the first X-Men movie. I really enjoyed the first X-Men movie, but they just kept getting better and better until those 2 flops there. But then they got better again. But
I'm gonna agree with you. First X-Men movie. I rewatched it recently. It has a much smaller budget than all the other films, and you can tell that. Yeah, rewatch it we're in this big huge underground dungeon. Not really. It's just get some lights off in the studio.
And I love that line in the first X-Men movie where Cyclops is like, how do I know it's you? And he's like, you're a dick.
That line is amazing.
He's like, all right.
All right.
And there's really the scene in that movie where Spider-Man just shows up and he's like, all right, oh wait, wrong movie, and runs off the screen.
Really?
And the actors weren't expecting it. So, yeah, it's really good.
I gotta see that scene. Yeah. Okay, next one. Next
one is gonna be...
We got the 2 prequels and we got the X-Men 2 left.
It's gonna be First Class. I love that movie. Thought it definitely got them back on track after X-Men Wolverine. Then it's going to be Days of Future Past, then it's going to be X-Men 2. That's my list.
I agree with First Class, and then I'm not sure if I'd place the second X-Men movie or Days of Future Past ahead.
They're both just so good.
I'm gonna give it a tie. I'm gonna give it a tie, J-Cobb. That's the rules I make. That's the rules I make.
And we'll see where both Deadpool, X-Men Apocalypse, and Gambit fit in this list after they come out.
Based on almost nothing, I'm assuming a game that I'm gonna like the least.
Yeah,
Deadpool second, and then I'm gonna like the most the Apocalypse.
That's just. They actually did a fan screening. They haven't done a critic screening yet of Deadpool, but they did a fan screening of Deadpool, and the fans get overexcited, but they were all saying that it was all great. So we'll see how
fans get a little excited though, yes, Jacob. Remember when the Phantom Menace came out? You can see some fans talking about it. It's awesome. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
But I have high hopes for Deadpool. I have high hope for all the X-Men films because they've been crushing it recently.
I have high hopes for Deadpool and for Apocalypse. The Gambit movies, they've had problems. I'm not sure.
They have to announce that they're pushing that off soon because they haven't even started shooting it.
No, the brutality. Anyway, let's get off this. We are now on the part of the show that we like to call Old School. This is where we talk about any movie over 10 years old. Jake, we're talking about a quite old movie today.
Yes, we are.
What are we talking about?
12 Angry Men. So I think this movie came out in the 50s. It's black and white. It has. I don't know any of the actors' names actually, but it's often considered one of the best movies of all time. That's what I've seen. Well, when you look up, best movies of all time on Google, this movie comes up. I know from experience. But
oh really? I was unaware. This movie is a movie you see a lot in school. We saw it in school in the same class.
Yes. It was a philosophy class, and it's a very philosophical movie. And I really enjoyed this movie when I saw it in that class, much more so than I thought I would. Not because it's an old movie, just because, it's about jury. Just deciding on the fate of this guy who's just he's just a regular kid who...
Well, he's not. I mean, he's a juvenile delinquent. He's got into trouble with the law in the past.
Yeah.
And now he's on trial for killing his dad. He's his dad.
Yeah, and then they go in and they're like, all right, he did it. And then this one guy's like, nope, hold on a second. I got this knife that I first, snuck into this courtroom. and it shows right here that it wasn't him. But they go really into it. They have all this huge discussion. The entire movie is basically just one really long scene.
They're in the jury room just trying to decide this case.
Yeah.
And at first it's the evidence is obvious. Look at this piece of evidence. Let's get out of here. I want to go see the baseball game tonight.
Yeah.
And then one guy's like, wait, I just can't condemn this man to life in prison or to death. I just can't do that. There's some problems with the case. And other people are like, oh, there's no problems. It's obvious. And they start working through the case and go, well, what about the knife? See, you said the knife was unique, but there's another knife just like it. I just bought this knife. It's not unique. You said that he was here at this time, but how could he be? You said this guy. You said this woman was an eyewitness, but wait a second. The woman wears glasses.
And then the train was going by when she was watching it.
And, right, and she didn't have her glasses, and the train was going by. So how did she see it? Right?
Yes, and it just captivates you watching them argue about this, and you just slowly see them starting to go towards not guilty.
Yeah, and one by one he gets people to come to his side.
Yeah, and then by the end of the movie there's that one guy who they set up early in the film that he has problems with his son, and he thinks that all young people are bad, and then he's looking at his son, the picture of his son, he's just crying, he's not guilty. And I thought it was a really dramatic, awesome scene. Loved it. One
of the things that was good about that scene, and they did it with some other characters, is they showed how the character's pre-existing prejudices clouded their judgment.
Yes.
So he had these problems with his son, so he had this negative feeling about people his age. There's some other characters there. There's one character who's like, oh, well, he lives in this area of town. Only scumbags live in that area of town, right? It's rich guy. Right? So you show these various people who have these pre-existing prejudices, and they overlooked evidence that showed he was innocent. They're like, I don't see that. I have my blinders on. And they slowly go, wait a second. And then it gets broken down. And it's like real life. People, something happens and you go, oh, yeah, he obviously did it. Like in the press, it's often guilty and still proven innocent in the press. Right? So people, they jump to a conclusion about things, but they don't really think it through. And here they actually show it, and that's why they showed it in our philosophy class. You have to think about things. You can't just be just jump to a mindless conclusion. Let's look at all the evidence. Let's examine it carefully. Let's have a real discussion.
Yeah. Remember that old guy with the crazy looks? The look on his face.
Oh.
The look on his face.
Oh man, there's that one old character where they keep showing me.
Yeah, he just has a wild look on his face. It's a total close up on his face.
Yeah, really close up.
But I thought they just added to the movie.
I thought it was like the movie is of its time.
Yeah.
I mean, like the acting style, you can see it's of its time. Like I think this movie needs to be remade. I think they could really make it amazing, a new version of this in a modern courtroom setting or something similar with a more diverse cast. I mean, it's a bunch of old white guys mostly in the film.
Yeah. There's no woman in it.
No, right? But, that's what I like to see.
Yeah, and they actually did in the episode of the show Malcolm in the Middle, which isn't on anymore. Great show, started out Bryan Cranston's career, but they did a spoof of this movie in an episode where they had the mom go in, and everyone was like, all right, the guy's guilty. And he's like, no, hold on a second. I think he's guilty too, but you're going to sit down and talk about this right now. Not letting any of you leave. Because they have to decide on... It has to be a
unanimous decision.
Yes. It has to be all of them deciding the same thing. So that's what was like the whole problem with the movie. They need to decide on if he's guilty or not guilty, and they all need to be on the same page.
And they were really mad at originally they're like, man, this guy, I can't believe this guy. What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
And you see the different motives. There's one guy who doesn't even care. He just wants to literally just wants to go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
So he at first just keeps saying, oh, he's guilty only because everyone else is.
Yeah.
And then eventually, once the tide turns,
yeah,
whatever, fine. I just want to leave.
Yeah.
Right. So they show the different motivations of people.
Yeah, and it isn't something like loitering or breaking into some place. This is a person's life that got taken, and the life of the person who is considered
accused.
Yeah,
he's on the line,
and he's a kid too. So it's a very thought-provoking movie, very philosophical. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend you go watch it if you like old movies or just like good storytelling. Yeah,
for of its time, I think I'd give it 5 stars considering of its time period.
Yeah,
like there's some stuff that's kind of a little dated nowadays, but in the context when it was made, like it's top quality.
Yes, I can see why it is recommended or considered to be one of the top movies ever.
And it's really good. Like it's like teachers using the classroom makes sense because it's actually pretty entertaining. Like just like the old guy doing the faces, it makes it amusing to keep watching. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, sadly, Jacob, we have reached that time of the show where I almost break down crying. It's the end of Geeks at the Movies for today. Where can they reach? Where can they get more great geek content?
You can find us at our YouTube channel at Geeks at the Movies, on Facebook, Geeks at the Movies, and on Twitter at Geeks at the Movie, drop the S. Where can they also find us? They can email us at geeksofthemovies.ct@gmail.com. We're also always looking for new guests on the show. You'll be noticing more videos on our channel. We got a bunch of people. We got Caleb, we got Cy, Rachel, long hair Joe. We just had our first full episode with the guests. We had Caleb on the show. He did a great job. The red-haired Caleb was here. So if you're in the Willimantic or Eastern Connecticut area and you're like, hey, I want to be on TV too. Hey, I want to do fun YouTube stuff, and you have an interesting topic, just comments below. Say, hey, I'm here. I've seen you around town. Wave, blah blah blah. Maybe you can be on the show. We got more people. We got more segments, lined up. We want you to be on the show. We want to make this a community thing because it's more fun that way when there's more people involved. But anyway, Jacob, my name has been Shane Goodrich. This is Jacob Does Tells.
And we've been Geeks of the Movies. Bang, boom, bang.